What is going on, YouTube? We are in my new little space here. Got me a little desk. Got kind of set up with my stuff for building arrows, making strings, doing my little projects. So I figured we might as well christen our workspace here. And I'm going to do a little video showing you guys how to find the dynamic spine of your arrows. I'm pretty new when it comes to tuning arrows and cutting arrows and doing my own work on them. It's same with my bows. So this is kind of a learning curve for me. But I've done a couple, and I did a couple. These are my first 4. And I did a couple just so I could kind of work the kinks out. This is my first time doing this. I've had this for like 3 weeks, never used it. I wanted to kind of have a space before I started doing projects like this, so I didn't even touch it. My inserts for these arrows haven't even came yet, so you're gonna learn with me. But what you do is pull the nock out of the end. A lot of times when they send you arrows, they should send you inserts. I don't know why they wouldn't, but I can't speak for every company. But usually when I get arrows, they come with these 20 grain aluminum inserts. What you're gonna do is you're gonna slip them in the end, no glue. Just pop them in, both sides. They don't need to be super tight. You don't need to have a specific point weight or anything. Just you want to make sure you have a good solid point. You don't want anything that you've shot into a pole outside or something. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna fit this into our little wood clamp here. And this is where I made my mistake. The reason I did 4 before I started taking a video is I wanted to get it figured out so I don't sound like an idiot. But what I was doing, I wasn't tightening this down enough, so it wasn't doing anything. So what I found out is you want to crank this all the way down. You shouldn't be breaking your arrows. You want a dramatic bend. What you're going to do is you're going to slowly rotate your arrow. Once it's in there, you might get lucky and maybe the bend comes right up, but I have not been that lucky yet. You're going to do just a 32nd of an inch turn, tiny turn each time, and you'll see this. I'm not moving it. All I'm doing is turning the arrow, and it's moving this spine. And sometimes you need to let it be at just a second. But if you can tell, and what I do is I look straight down it. You'll see I turned it that way. Now the spine went that way. What I want to do is have this arrow in line with this bar. Then I can come over here. I mean, check and make sure that's good. That's good. It's straight. Then what I'm doing is taking one of these, they're like the paint pens, because I don't want this to come off. And I am just marking the center of the shaft. Nothing crazy. You can test this theory by literally tiny turns. See how it flops the arrow? Now we're back. That center. A little bit off. Boom. Arrow's good. Now, what this is gonna do is gonna help you guys out with tuning your arrows. I've done a lot of research. I've talked to a lot of people, and some of these fellas are very big on doing this step. It's a step a lot of people pass up, and I'll show you why you shouldn't. So if you can see that white dot right here, and look where the writing is. Now, if you look at this white dot and look where the writing is, you can tell that these wraps are not put on the same spot on the arrow. So a lot of times what guys will do is they'll go to fletch these shafts and they'll line up, you know, their top fletching, their cock fletching, their off-colored fletching with, you know, the lettering or whatever, you know, the brand on the arrow. Well, when they're doing that, they're fletching every single arrow with the dynamic spine. Could be going this way, could be going that way, and you could have a perfectly spined arrow for your bow with the tip and all that, and struggle with tuning because that dynamic spine's off. So what I'm doing is I'm going through this dozen arrows and putting these tips in both ends, putting the pressure on them, rotating, figuring out where that dynamic spine is, and I'm marking them. Because when I come back to fletch these arrows, which I'm going to make a series of this arrow build series, I'm going to fletch these arrows with my cock vein or that off-colored fletching, or with these ones I'm actually going to do the same, but one of those fletchings is going to be right on in line with that mark. And what that's going to do, because I shoot a recurve, is going to put that cock vein facing out. So that means the arrow, all of the arrows are going to flex the riser the same way on all of them. So that means when I bare shaft tune, I'm going to get my weight set, and I'm not going to put fletching on obviously right away, but I'm going to put my knock in, I'm going to get my insert in, and I'm going to shoot. And these arrows are going to be a lot more consistent because they're not going to have a flex in the arrow in a different direction, if you understand what I'm saying. So instead of blabbering at you guys, I'm going to leave it at that. That's how I do it. I just put these two ends in, full length arrow, I haven't cut it. Get one of these, they're like $15. It's called a wood clamp. Put these ends in, try to get them as centered on these pads as you can. You can see I kind of have a little, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I got a little divot that I put in there. Put the tips in, crank it down. If you're not getting that that flex, that spine to rotate and move, you need to put more pressure on it. So you need to back this all the way out, get my arrow in it, push it all the way down, and once I got a good bend, that's when I could see it rotate. So I just want to do a little video for you guys in my new spot here, my little workspace, and hopefully this helps you guys out. I think it's going to help big time tuning with you guys that use fixed blades a lot for your compound bows too, because you'll be able to keep that dynamic spine either flexing straight up and down as it comes off the rest, or some people say it tunes better with the dynamic spine shooting back into the rest going down. I haven't built any arrows for my compound bow yet. I'm going to do that after I see how this goes, but you guys are going to come along and learn with me, so hopefully this helps you guys out. After I get all these figured out, I'm gonna probably bare shaft them as soon as I get my inserts and stuff in, and I'll do a video on that for you guys so you can see how that goes. And I'm gonna fletch them with you guys and do a little video on how I fletch them, and you guys can yell at me and say I'm doing a bad job. But anywho, I'll let you guys go. Thank you for tuning in. If you liked the video, like it. If you want to comment. If you have any other suggestions on how I should be doing this, you know, let me know in the comments. And if you like the video, you know, maybe subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Yeah, there's that. This is the part 1 of the arrow building series, so stay tuned.